Hey everybody, Josh Sigurdson of World Alternative Media here. Now recently I posted a video about what anarchist economics would look like 50 years down the line. Someone in the comments asked how banking would work in an ANCAP society, so I figured I'd quickly break it down. First, and most importantly, central banking would not exist. No one would be forced under one legal tender currency, and quantitative easing would be left out of the grand picture. Now with that said, this doesn't mean quantitative easing and banking wouldn't exist. It most certainly would. However, what's important is that it would be absolutely voluntary. So while people trade gold, silver, and blockchain, which would be largely in demand due to both physical value and, with blockchain, the absolute lack of central planning involved, there could still be those who choose to print currency out of thin air and centrally plan it. It would be an individual's choice to use this currency. Here's the difference. One would have to be quite stupid to voluntarily use worthless paper, so it's unlikely many would opt into such a scenario. So, while possible, unlikely. But most importantly, people wouldn't be victimized by the mindless method. As for banks, yes, banks would exist as, of course, it's part of the private contract. It's your choice whether or not you want to keep your money in the bank. And it's important to know that in most cases, once your money is in the bank, it's no longer your money, it's the bank's. That is, until you take it out. Private vaults would be the best option. It's your money, but it's also secure. The banking complex is difficult to deconstruct, but it's possible with a proper education, which, of course, would lead in the first place to deconstructing the state. There's no utopia, but there is something quite close, free of non-voluntary coercion. Contracts should always be read before signing, but that comes down to personal responsibility. But I would also consider the manipulation of the price of gold and silver a form of aggression, as it does involve, after all, taking control over the markets. Artificial markets and artificial monetary systems are not free, and they hurt individuals who do not consent to such manipulation. But that also comes down to personal responsibility and demand. For the banks who attempt to manipulate markets should be left to the dust by the average individual's dollar. Several banks have actually manipulated the price of gold and silver, including Deutsche Bank, Scotiabank, HSBC, Bank of America, and etc. With proper free market demand, I see most of these dinosaur banks being phased out over 50 years and more trusty corporations rising up to the challenge. But it's important to emphasize the opportunity involved in private vaults. So it's somewhat of a tricky question, but private contracts shall not be denied. People freely choose to do dumb things, and they suffer the consequences if they make bad decisions. Bottom line, stay away from banks, but if you wish to put your currency in their hands, that's your dumb decision. Especially when your money, which while in the bank is their money, could be bailed in and you could end up penniless. So, be smart. Anyways, thanks for watching everyone. Please send in more comments and questions because I'm happy to do videos on whatever you guys want me to do. I like to break these things down because obviously there's not a whole lot of people doing it, so I enjoy being able to bring this information to you. Now make sure to check the links below, GoFundMe, Patreon. We can't do it without you. Any donation is very much appreciated. And of course, check our links in the description and the comments for Anarcho-Capitalist, where you can save 10% on your tickets to Anarcho-Capitalist by typing in promo code WAM. That's W-A-M. Also, I do have a GoFundMe for getting me to Acapulco. It is called Send Josh to Anarcho-Capitalist, which I will also link below. I hope to get out there and interview a whole bunch of very interesting people and bring that information right to you. So stay tuned. We have much more coming to you. This is Josh Sigurdson signing out from World Alternative Media. Find the truth, be the change.